Our project title is Treatment Efficiency Study on Reedbed Sewage Treatment Plant using Water Hyacinth. Department of Civil Engineering, Welltech Multitech, Dr. Rangarajan, Dr. Shakuntala Engineering College. Our batch members are myself Harin, Hariprasad, Nirmal Raj, Vigneshwaran. Our project guide is Mrs. G. Sutapriya ma'am. Abstract. Reedbed sewage treatment or constructed wetland system is a plant-based aquatic system which helps to clean the sewage water by the help of life interactions of bacteria, roots of wetland plants, soil, air, sun and water. Root zone treatment is an engineering method of purifying wastewater as it passes through an artificially constructed wetland area. Objectives: to analyze and characterize wastewater from campus, constructing a wetland system to treat the sewage water, to study the treatment efficiency of constructed wetland system. Scope: reed-bed sewage treatment can be applied to individual houses for treating the domestic sewage water. It's a low cost and an eco-friendly method. Introduction. Constructed wetland systems are classified into two general types: horizontal flow system and vertical flow system. Vertical flow systems are fed intermittently and drains vertically through the bed. In the wetlands, nutrient removal from wastewater occurs due to different mechanisms. One is plant uptake. Second one, microorganisms residing on the plant roots which transform nutrients into inorganic compounds. And physical process such as sedimentation and filtration. Literature review. The design was taken from the ecological considerations in wetland treatment of municipal wastewaters by Miller and Black, and constructed wetlands runoff and treatment was considered from Ahmed and Lim. Methodology: construction of wetland system, collection and testing of campus sewage water, to study the treatment efficiency of system by testing the samples. Design principles of wetland system. Choice of wetland species. The wetland plant should have a rapid and relatively constant growth rate. This will help in increasing the capacity of pollutant absorption by the plants. The plants should also be able to tolerate waterlogged anoxic conditions. Substrates. Substrates may remove wastewater constituents by ion exchange or non-specific adsorption. The specific absorption, the mixture should be gravels and cryststones. These substrates are ideal reactive surface for microbial attachment. Area of reed bed. Most wastewater treatment wetlands have been designed for minimum size and cost to provide the required level of pollutant removal. The recommended depth of a hyacinth pond is 0.4 to 1.8 meter. Constructed wetland system should have a 3:1 length to width ratio and rectangular in shape if minimum treatment attachment is available. Wetland plant water hyacinth. Scientific name Eichhornia crassipus. Uptake heavy metals including cadmium, chromium, cobalt, nickel, lead, mercury. Nitrification process is carried out. Dried and cleaned plant can be used as fertilizers. Each plant can produce 248 offsprings in 90 days. Through anaerobic fermentation process, hyacinth converts many toxic gas to other non-toxic forms. Mainly reduces the amount of nitrogen and phosphorus present in water. This picture showing the water hyacinth plant and its cross section. The leaves, petioles, roots, rhizomes are explained. Details of constructed wetland system. Depth 0.4 meter, width 0.4 meter, length 1.2 meter, surface area 0.48 meter square, empty bed volume 0.192 meter cube. This is the outlet view of the system. The first layer of the system is filled with gravel and pebbles at a height of 10 centimeter at the bottom. Second layer is sand at a height of 9 centimeter. Third layer is at a height of 9 centimeter of water and a 12 centimeter space at the top considering the growth of the wetland plant. Sowing and biomass growing. The water hyacinth plants were collected from the surrounding natural wetlands at the second week of January 2015 and were transplanted on the same day in the tank open to atmosphere. The bed was flooded with fresh water on alternative days. The plants were allowed to establish themselves in fresh water. 1 month later, raw wastewater was replaced the fresh water as the influent into the beds. The water has exhibited good survival. This is the picture which showing plant growing in fresh water. Here the replacement of fresh water with sewage water after 1 month. Picture showing during treatment period. Constructed wetland treatment mechanisms. First one, nitrogen removal mechanisms. At the root soil interface, atmospheric oxygen diffuses into the rhizosphere through the leaves. Stems, rhizomes and roots of the wetland plants also helping this. Pathogens. Pathogens are removed by sedimentation, filtration and absorption. Phosphorus removal mechanisms. Phosphorus present in system as orthophosphate. This will be removed by physical chemical process by adsorption and precipitation reactions. Metals. Metals such as zinc, copper can be removed by adsorption, precipitation, sedimentation, erosion and diffusion. Water sampling and analysis. 2 liters of water samples were taken at 5 days duration from outlet chamber of the wetland unit. Sampling was usually performed at around 10 am on each sampling date. The samples were collected by putting a clean bottle below the outlet pipe of constructed wetland system. The samples were analyzed for pH, TDS, TSS, total nitrogen, total phosphate, BOD, COD and turbidity, chloride, hardness according to standard methods of water and wastewater examination. Picture showing the sample collection. This is the sample collected from the system. Result showing influent sewage water. The total solids were 340 mg per liter, total suspended solids was 100 mg per liter, TDS was 240 mg per liter and the pH was 7.17, turbidity was 48, chloride was 29 mg per liter, nitrate was 19 mg per liter, phosphate was 5.8 mg per liter, hardness was 490, COD was 253 and BOD was 102. The picture is showing the distilled water preparation. This is the picture during our pH test, during our turbidity test. Test result after 5 days. It has been seen that the test result after 5 days, it was a slight variation in the total amount present in the sewage water. And this is the picture showing chloride test. This is the picture showing the BOD test. Test result after 10 days. In 10 days, the test result was improved and the treatment efficiency was increased. So, the total suspended solids, pH, turbidity, everything was going to get reduced. After 15 days also, the variation was increased and the value also get increased. After test result after 20 days. As the time increases, the treatment efficiency was increasing and the contents present in the sewage water was decreasing. This is the final result after 25 days. Compared to the first result, the result was showing so much variation, such as each and every content present in the sewage water decreased a lot, and it shows how good a treatment efficiency was by the root zone treatment method. This is a graph showing amount of contents present. Sample after 5 days, 10 days, 15 days and 20 days. This is the graph results for COD, BOD and nitrogen. And in this graph, comparison of chloride, pH and phosphate. In each graph, it is showing that when the days increases, the time increases, the efficiency was increased a lot and the contents present in the system was decreasing. Conclusion. The study demonstrated that the designed subsurface vertical flow constructed wetland system could be used for treatment of campus sewage water. A constructed wetland system can be an effective treatment facility for campus sewage water. Regarding the performance achieved, the subsurface vertical flow constructed wetlands was able to reduce further level of main physiochemical pollution parameters. The plants do play an important role in the treatment. Treatment level was affected by the change of time. As the time increases, treatment efficiency increased. The overall experimental results demonstrated that the feasibility of applying subsurface vertical flow constructed wetland unit to treat campus wastewaters, thus the root zone treatment can be utilized independently or as an addition to conventional treatment for complete treatment wastewater. Reference: Haley M.G. Rogers, Carrier M.P. and Solano, Kefla. Thank you.